All right, I have a video we could react to.
Okay.
It is called "The Incredibly Satisfying Death of Buzzfeed."
Ooh, okay.
All right, here we go.
Buzzfeed. 20 million subscribers, 20,000 views a video. The once thriving brand now displays a Google trend graph that looks like
Dang, dude, did they really fall off that much?
I don't think I realized that. Like, I thought they were still just kind of like, going all right.
That's
But
pretty sick.
I thought like
this.
nobody really cared that much about them. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, but it was like one of those things where like everybody would click on their stuff.
So, is this talking about like the BuzzFeed YouTube channel or just like BuzzFeed in general?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Viewership graph that looks like this, and a stock price graph that looks like
Oh
this.
my
The
gosh.
price fall of 50.
That's insane. Like, that just absolutely tanked.
They're a penny stock now, dude. $4.31.
Dude, now's the time to buy in. Go to
That's
the moon
crazy.
anytime now.
Yeah.
Question, Chris.
Yeah, go
Would
for
you
it.
rather buy an NFT or would you rather buy like $1,000 worth of BuzzFeed stock right now?
Ooh.
You gotta pick one.
What is the NFT?
It is a beautiful picture of SpongeBob.
I would go with the NFT because I might actually be able to make some money off that.
Somebody wants SpongeBob, right?
Yeah, somebody would want a picture of SpongeBob as an NFT.
Nobody wants BuzzFeed, though.
And a half,
No,
in conjunction with
definitely
numerous
not.
rounds of layoffs and redundancy.
Wait, hold on. So BuzzFeed owns Huffington Post. Just how
Yeah,
could they?
yeah.
I had no idea. That's so
They
weird.
laid off almost
It's the
400
rough seas that
employees.
BuzzFeed happens to be sailing through at this very moment.
Jeez.
However, and in this video, you're going to learn exactly how BuzzFeed destroyed their reputation as an accumulation of a long string of terribly poor decisions. The brand started
Wait, destroyed their reputation?
They had a reputation that was
I
good.
feel like it was just always notoriously bad.
Yeah.
in 2006, and by 2013 it had taken on this now established format of bizarre relatable lists in combination with completely garbage news articles. There were classics such as "Why It's Time to Ban Straight People" and "Aladdin's Dad is the Biggest," since articles made with the goal of being so stupid that you couldn't help but click.
Sorry, what? What? It's written by some random dude. Are you serious?
It's by BuzzFeed staff, dude. It's not some random guy.
This is what
What in the
BuzzFeed was
world?
good at, making extremely clickable articles which often led through to something
Hold on.
that
We have to read
relatable
that.
to their
We have to read
youthful
that. I might be doing it wrong, Chris. It could be valuable.
audience.
Do it on your own time, Dan.
6 signs you're becoming your Asian parents.
Oh,
17
whoa.
struggles
Hold on. I need
Okay.
that. I need that. Okay. Because I'm half Asian.
Because you're half Asian, yeah. Well, wouldn't it be 6 signs because you're becoming your half Asian parent?
I think it would be 3 signs you're becoming. We just have to cut it.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
half.
Cut it in half and make it not plural, so parent instead of parents.
Right.
There we go.
know too well. These also show that BuzzFeed was big on the whole identity politics movement that was being popularized at the time. Many of their articles were very focused on men versus women, blacks, whites, Asians, gays, straights, etc, etc. Now, whether or not it was ethical to segregate people further in exchange for extra clicks is an argument for another day. This controversial pandering to specific identities would also be the reason behind why the site experienced massive levels of criticism. Videos such as their
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that does not seem like a good business model for like sustainable long term.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I forget what the channel is, but it might be like The Cut or something like that. I've seen some videos
Yeah,
where
I
they're
think
like
I've heard of that.
seeing whether or not like people agree or disagree. And like
Yeah,
some of them are actually pretty well done. It's like, sometimes I think, they're a little biased or whatever, but I don't know. I think overall that's like a better format to see like how people agree and disagree rather than just like pitting them against each other.
yeah, yeah. I think I've actually watched some videos from that. They like do this thing where it's like we got 10 different people of all different kinds of ethnicities,
yeah.
and they get to choose who gets like the $1,000 or whatever,
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
have to like vote people off one by one.
Yeah. And then there's that
It's
one like
so bad.
who's the real gamer or whatever. Didn't like Donkey do a video or anything?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that sounds pretty funny though.
classic "women try manspreading for a week" were criticized online to audiences.
You know what I
of
realized,
over
Chris?
10 million. On top
I
of their
accidentally manspread all the time and I had no idea.
Really?
Because for some reason I mean not like super bad, but like for some reason I just sit rather widely. And I realized like, man, maybe everybody thought I was manspreading this whole time.
I wasn't gonna say anything actually.
Dude, you noticed?
No,
Come
no.
on.
BuzzFeed began to undermine their own reputation and public image with the politicization of their brand. If you look at BuzzFeed's Google search volume graph, there was nothing but growth between 2011 and mid-2015, beginning to decline in late 2015 and 2016, a time which conveniently coincided with the brand's severe
And they
political
fell
shift.
off, dude.
On YouTube, in August 2017, the University of
Yikes.
Missouri surveyed 8,728 individuals, attempting to determine the most and least trusted news sources in the USA. Respondents on average, quote, leaned towards the liberal side of the political spectrum, with the distribution looking a little like this, and BuzzFeed still
Wait, hold on, that was interesting.
Wow.
So
okay.
this was of the people they
They surveyed or
surveyed.
interviewed. or whatever.
Okay. I mean, that's actually a pretty decent distribution. I mean, definitely leaned more liberal, but
Right, yeah.
this,
But
and
it's crazy,
BuzzFeed
like
still
even
scored as
still,
the
like look at that, even still. Like look at that. The next one is Breitbart. Like you would think liberals would
Occupy
absolutely hate
Democrats.
Breitbart. And
Trump.
there's BuzzFeed.
Trump. It just says
Yeah,
Trump.
Trump. What is that? Dude, InfoWars, that's Alex Jones there.
Does that literally just mean Donald Trump?
Maybe.
I
don't know.
think that's what
Maybe.
it means.
The mouth of him.
So based off of this and based off the people they tested, they think freaking InfoWars.
Is more reputable and
They think
trustworthy
InfoWars
than
was
BuzzFeed. That
okay.
is hilarious.
Okay. Look, I know Trump is not exactly the most, honest man out there, but InfoWars being more trusted. Dang,
I don't know
that's
about that.
actually so crazy.
That's so funny though. Wow,
That
I didn't
is
realize
so
like
crazy.
BuzzFeed was that universally hated.
Internet. What is this? It just says internet right here.
Wait, where's that? Oh yeah, okay. I think just
Yahoo. These are just like search engines in the
yeah, that's really
internet.
weird. Why is Yahoo there? Would they think like Yahoo's giving them bad results or something when they search for something? So what's like right on up there then? Like NPR or something? I don't
Yeah, it
know.
looks like BBC, Wall Street Journal,
I'm surprised the Associated Press is that low.
Politico is pretty high. Local. Why is the Dallas Morning News so
second
high?
least trusted news site in the USA, even lower than Alex Jones's
Yeah.
conspiracy theory show, which Google quite literally labels as
Fake news website. Conspiracy theory.
Honestly,
a
like the
fake news
logo kind
website.
of looks like something I would make in like my intro to graphic design class or something.
Think
Look at
Alex did it himself?
Maybe, I don't know.
side. The damage that BuzzFeed had done to their reputation was best summarized by a forum post in a thread discussing why people had turned against BuzzFeed. Once upon a time, it helped raise awareness and educate us about several marginalized groups, also adding to its charm. It was a warm, inclusive, homey online community where everybody was welcome and equal, until one day it wasn't. Slowly, it degenerated into extreme left hogwash, more ridiculous than Quibbler. It became infested with extremists
What is Quibbler? I've never even heard of that.
Never even heard of it, yeah. It's weird.
and radicals. Instead of focusing on important issues, it focused on non-issues like manspreading. Instead of focusing on the spirit of equality, it became obsessed with the rhetoric of victimhood. Nowadays, BuzzFeed has become shitfeed. Mostly is
Well, so it was saying that like before that it was focusing on important issues, but it didn't this guy literally himself say that they were just playing up identity politics?
I think he was picking it up at the time that they were kind of making this transition that this commenter
Okay.
on Quora or wherever this website is like.
Yeah, this is
I
definitely
don't
like
know.
Quora. Yeah.
Nowadays, BuzzFeed has become shitfeed. Mostly is a very important word to focus on here, and it'd be stupid to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Ryan Bergara and Shay Madej, who are certainly contenders for the two biggest legends in YouTube history, were absolutely killing it with what many considered to be the greatest series ever uploaded to the platform, BuzzFeed Unsolved, eventually releasing over 70 episodes that cracked the 10 million view mark. The difference in quality between BuzzFeed Unsolved and the BuzzFeed main channel has often been highlighted in comments such as, whenever I hear BuzzFeed, it's either followed by is complete garbage or Unsolved is the best series on the internet. So I can also say for certain that they have a wide range of content, both in subject and quality. Others
I've never heard of Unsolved,
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
but I apparently it's good.
Where have we been, man? We've been missing
I don't
out.
know. One of the videos I noticed like on the thumbnail, it was like about DB Cooper.
Yeah.
such as the Try Guys had a similarly positive
I watched a video on DB Cooper by this guy named Lamino like a year ago,
Hmm.
It is so good, dude. It
Is
is
it?
like
There's like
so
so many
good.
different theories
It is
though. It's
so
pretty
good.
weird.
Well, this guy like he didn't. I don't think he really tried to like make like a definitive
Okay.
like
Just like
decision.
presented the facts or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much, and like the different possible people.
The previously shown clip was taken from a video titled Why We Left Buzzfeed from 4 different perspectives, which was one of the countless Why I Left Buzzfeed videos that had cemented this common phenomena of
Oh my
gaining skills then
gosh.
leaving to pursue your own project. People literally made comments on these videos saying Why I Left Buzzfeed could have its own channel. The significance of this was that
That's
it
pretty
showed
funny.
Buzzfeed wasn't very good at keeping their top talent. Perhaps not the fault of Buzzfeed themselves, but rather that it was simply too easy for their top people to leave and continue the
Okay, so I've actually noticed this in like journalism a lot.
Yeah.
And like this is a big thing in like video game journalism. They just don't make enough money. Like off like ads from their website. So the people
Yeah.
get so famous that it gets to a point where it's more inconvenient to not be like their own business.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like if you have enough notoriety, it's like,
Pretty
why
much,
am I still
yeah.
doing this? Like I could just do it better on my own.
Yeah, and I think for a while there, like a lot of these places like BuzzFeed and like I know IGN used to do this. They used to like block people from having like their own YouTube channels and like
Are you
Twitch
serious? Well, I
streams and
guess
stuff.
that
Yeah,
makes sense from their standpoint. But there's another thing, IGN. Like what are they even up to these days?
not a lot. They're not great.
And what
same
was that
shtick
website? It was like Game Facts or Game FAQs or whatever. I
Yeah,
remember like my brother used to go on there like all the time back in like
yeah,
late 2000s, like early 2010s or whatever.
yeah. Like I know like the main like gaming news places like IGN, GameSpot. Like a lot of them still exist, but they kind of fell off.
Yeah.
discussing
Burn.
BuzzFeed's changes stated, after my favorite creators and video stars left, I no longer found their videos funny or even entertaining. I haven't watched a single BuzzFeed video since the Try Guys departed. BuzzFeed Unsolved received similar comments such as, Ryan and Shane literally carried this channel. Without them, BuzzFeed is irrelevant. Let's be honest here. The new people that are taking over have big shoes to fill, which was commented after Ryan and Shane also announced that they will be leaving to create their own channel called Watcher. Untitled, BuzzFeed is being accused of laying off mostly people of color and LGBT employees, which highlighted numerous Twitter responses from BuzzFeed's fans. One specifically stated, whether you support BuzzFeed or not, the facts are that hundreds of people who made/worked on content speaking to marginalized and unrepresented groups are being laid off, and that is a problem. Now, the more likely
Yeah, that's not a smart move on their part. Like they should have
It's just
you
weird
know.
because it seemed like that was their whole business
Right.
model.
It's like yeah, right.
Granted, it like I don't know. That's just weird because it was like they weren't making content for like a vast majority of people, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely geared
So
towards the more millennial age group for
yeah,
sure, like as a whole.
yeah, it just seems like a weird,
simple reality
a
is that
dumb
these
move.
people were probably just working in an area that had become unprofitable. On the 18th of February 2016, one of BuzzFeed's writers announced that they were looking to hire some new talent in a tweet stating, would you like to write long form for BuzzFeed Canada? Well, you can. We want pitches for your Canada-centric essays and reporting. The tweets continued. BuzzFeed Canada would particularly like to hear from you if you are not white and not male. If you're a white man upset that we are looking for mostly non-white non-men, I don't care about you. Go write for McLean's. White men are still permitted to pitch. I will read it, I will consider it. I'm just less interested because, men. White men get huffy when you don't actively encourage white men to do stuff because white men think they're owed everything. Giving ignored voices preferential treatment is not racist against white people, it is an attempt to fix all of history. Haha, anyway, ban men, literally throw them in the garbage. I'm actually getting pictures from white men that start with, sorry I'm a white man. That doesn't actually help your case. This isn't about you. If BuzzFeed were only interested in employing
Wow, that was
But yeah, I mean, those series of tweets were like you can make that point without wording it in that way. That was just like peak Twitter right there. Like that tweet where he just like put one word on like every line. It's like, come on, man.
yeah,
That's just like a peak ranting millennial on Twitter who like there's like a certain even like the BuzzFeed headlines, there's like this certain way that like millennials, like older millennials will like phrase things that it's just like, dude, that is just so like peak
annoying.
millennial right there. It's like
Yeah,
it's so it's like that phrase that people used to use on social media, like, I'm just gonna leave this here. And it's like some article that they want you to read or something. It's like, dude, shut up. Like it's
yeah,
just that sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's just that weird attitude.
yeah.
So distinct. You can't really like put a certain name to it, but it's like, ooh, there it is again.
It's just kind of funny. That's just what I feel
Like
like.
go back to those tweets. Like like what was going on there?
Ban man, literally throw them all in the garbage.
in all caps. And I
White
just like how
men
like
get huffy when you don't actively encourage white men because they think they are owed everything.
okay, so here's the thing. You could make that point, and even if people disagree,
Yeah.
it wouldn't get like this horrible reaction if you actually phrased it in a way that like wasn't so like I don't even know the right word, like snooty or something. It's just like
Yeah, it's
it's
like
almost it's like you're trying to incite something just to get a reaction. You know, it's like you're almost like looking for
I th-
backlash at
I
that point.
I think the problem, like what they're going for, is they want to include more people in the workplace. That's totally
Right.
fine, but it's like when you go on an entire rant about why you don't want it to be a white man. That little part at the very beginning where you said we want these types of people kind of doesn't really matter as much because all it's clear that you're just mad about white people, like white guys, you
Yeah.
know? That's what I feel like. I don't know. Cuz like yeah, you can definitely like frame like we need to involve like different races in like our workplace or just the workplace in general just to make it more diverse. Like that's totally fine.
And like
You don't have to
here's what
follow it up by a huge rant though.
right, like here's what I'm saying. Like think about this from a public relations standpoint.
Yeah.
Imagine if another company representative tweeted that out. Like that would be such a bad look. But it's very
Yeah.
bizarre to me that like this is okay for BuzzFeed's brand, that they're okay with that type of tweet. Very apparent now, like why they just went down
Yeah.
the tubes, you know? It's like
Yeah.
and that's
Only
why people
interested
didn't
in
trust them.
informed
It's like
minorities,
even if
statistically
you
speaking.
believed with the
Mhm.
content of that tweet, the way it's phrased is just so off-putting. It's like so even if
He
you
just
are
sounds so
yeah,
mad, dude. He's
right. It's like
so
what does this
mad.
accomplish? I don't
Speaking
get
when
it.
it
Yeah.
came to. In addition to the 200 layoffs in early 2019, the lack of performance from BuzzFeed News, the only division in all of BuzzFeed that wasn't profitable, resulted in the shutdown of both their UK and Australian news team, summed up
Rip.
hilariously by YouTuber-friendly Geordies.
Nobody watches their news. The only shares that they have are from people within the office sharing it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Wow.
That's like my YouTube channel level of engagement,
great.
dude.
Yeah, the other
6
one was like
likes,
their
1
mom or
comment,
something.
2 shares. If I put something on Facebook right now, and I haven't posted on Facebook in years, I could get more engagement than that. Not
Do
even
it
joking.
right now. Right now.
I'm not going to,
The
but I
office
could.
sharing-
With an
Yeah,
inability to keep
it's
their
true.
top talent and fewer staff to execute on ideas following layoffs, a dip in YouTube viewership was almost inevitable. However, their fall from a peak of 377 million views a month in mid-2015 to 40 million views a month by late 2020 wasn't only a result of fewer company resources. The content being produced had become incredibly stale.
So here's one thing that I think is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It almost seems like this video is like phrasing this in a way that like BuzzFeed was kind of like the pioneer of like that type of content that they were showing, like back
Yeah.
in the mid 2010s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to give them credit for something, it's maybe that like they popularized that model of like, you know, quick, easily digestible content of like, oh, somebody tries this for the first time, or oh, you
Yeah.
know, two people do this or whatever. You know, I think there's a lot of those types of clickbaity videos that are popular on like a bunch of different channels now, and maybe
Yeah.
they kind of helped like popularize that. But
Well, like we were talking about the cut earlier. Like
right,
they're
right,
kind of like a natural evolution
yeah,
of sorts of like a BuzzFeed type of
right,
channel. So it's like other channels like the way YouTube normally works is a lot of times new channels will come up and they'll kind of like reinvent existing
yeah,
ideas.
yeah, that's true.
And that'll become like the new state of like YouTube. That's like what a lot of people are doing. So it's kind of like BuzzFeed just kind of like didn't like reinvent themselves at all, or at least
Yeah,
didn't do a good job of it. Because the people who like were actually making good stuff left and probably
right.
brought their like good new ideas with them.
However, it's not like the company is worthless. On the 24th of June 2021, BuzzFeed announced that they will be going public with a target valuation of $1.5 billion.
What?
Why, dude? Why? So what this article is saying right here, there's this really popular thing in investing last year. It's called a SPAC deal. It says it right there. Basically, a SPAC deal is when like a company like BuzzFeed gets paired with, like it says it right here. I think Complex, but basically there will be a company and they'll merge together. It's like basically a company just with a lot of money. They like raised
Yeah.
money or something like that, and then they'll go public
Mm-hmm.
together.
Oh, okay.
And like last year, a lot of companies were making a lot of money right off of this. Like there's a lot of hype around SPAC deals, and then they just fell off of a cliff, dude. Like they
Oh, really?
they went from like doing really well to just like really poorly.
Hmm.
So it's like, of course, BuzzFeed would do this. Like,
Yeah, they
of course, they
jumped
would
on the
also do that.
bandwagon.
Raised
Yeah.
$287.5 million from investors after announcing that it will be merging with another company called Complex Networks. However,
Yeah.
by the 2nd of December 2021, just 4 days before the company was set to go public, it was revealed that 94% of this $287 million had been withdrawn from investors, leaving BuzzFeed with just $16.2 million.
So the chart from before December 2nd and 6th was Complex Media's
Okay.
chart. So they were rock
Wow.
solid at 10. And when the deal goes through, it immediately got cut in half. Like which by December, SPACs had already, like, they were not doing well.
Okay.
So that's
This,
hilarious.
in combination with, on the very first day, the share price was $10, but by the end of the first week, it had dropped to $5.80, down 42%. And after approximately a month and a half, the price has since dropped further to $4.50, a total decline of 55%. The same article also critiqued
It's
BuzzFeed
not.
for their poor business operation as a whole, in a statement which perfectly concludes the company's slow, painful death. In my view, it's clear their business model is a failure. Perhaps too many of their writers view their employment to be a non-profit entity that exists solely to achieve social changes and not to make money for capitalist shareholders.
Kind of an abrupt ending there.
Yeah, that was very abrupt.
Yeah, that was an interesting video.
Yeah.